Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Sorry I'm a little late. We had to get T up and out of here this morning. Marley is on point. Say hi, Mooch. Good job. So, one of my favorite Tonyisms, and we've talked about it several times over the past, we're on our third year of these videos, is when people get wrapped up, and we all do, including me, when we get wrapped up in, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. And the reality is we never should start with the how. Always start with the why. When you find a big enough why, then the hows will start to show up. Did you ever buy a new car or a coat or a purse or whatever, and suddenly you saw that particular car or purse or coat all over the place and you never noticed it before you bought it? That ever happen? Was the coat or the purse or the car, were they already around? Of course. It's just that your brain hadn't spotted them. We have this thing called the reticular activating system in our brain. And essentially what that is when you start to focus on something, when you tell your brain, this is an outcome that I want, the reticular activating system starts focusing on how to get that outcome. It starts focusing on that thing. Most of what goes on around us, we delete because there's just too much. There's all kinds of information coming at us all the time. And so our brain filters it out. Just like at the end of the day, most of what you've taken in that day, your brain gets rid of when you sleep, and then it turns some of it into long-term memories, but not very much. The more that the memory is attached to emotion, the more it's going to get related to long-term memory. That's why we can all remember where we were when 9/11 happened or when some other significant event happened. For those of you that are older, when you heard about like Reagan getting shot. For those of you boomers, when Kennedy got shot. So most of the time, we're deleting what's going on. So when you bought that car or that purse or that coat, suddenly it was on the top of your mind. You were like, oh, look at this cool car, purse, or coat, and you bought it. Now your brain starts to notice it. Hey, look at all the different places that it happened. One of the ways that Tony will do this is to demonstrate this is he'll have you close your eyes and then think of all the things in a room that are brown. Go ahead and do that. Close your eyes for just a second, not if you're driving, and just think of all the things in the room that are brown. Imagine in your mind everything that's brown. Brown, 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 brown. Okay, now open your eyes. Now look around the room and look for everything that's red. Look around, look around. What do we got? We got something red there. We got something kind of red there. See, what happens is whatever we focus on, we get. And if you looked around, I'll bet you that you noticed a lot more red than you didn't before, because that's not what you were focused on. So when people say, I don't know how to do this particular thing, I don't know where to start. That's one of the favorite phrases that we all get wrapped in. And Tony's response is, grab a rock, throw it in the air, wherever it lands, start there. And I love that phrase because you don't know where to start, you just start. And when you get that big enough how, then your reticular activating system is going to start to spot ways in order for you to accomplish the task that you want. The how is everything, then the why comes. Because here's the reality. You can have the greatest plan in the world and you're still going to have to adapt it. You're still going to have to change. You're still going to have to look and say, am I getting closer to my goal or I'm getting further away? I mean, you could have the best plan in the world on investing in real estate, but if you started investing in 2008, how did that work out? You could have had the best plan in the world to start a restaurant, but if you started that restaurant 3 years ago, how did that work out when COVID happened? You had to adapt. And the people that did adapt, they accelerated. When there's contractions like the one that's coming that we're actually already in, that really started before COVID, if you think about it. But the contraction that's going on right now, the people that figure out how to survive contractions are the ones that come out on top. The strongest businesses are always businesses that are start during recessions and depressions. Disney was started during the Depression. So what we need to do is we need to always figure out that why. And Tony says, I got a fly that's really excited. Of how. Don't get wrapped up in how am I going to do this. Get wrapped up in your why. Why is it that this has to happen and it has to happen now? And then throw that rock in the air and start from wherever it lands. And the hows are going to start, or the whys are going to, the hows are going to start to show up. The methodology is going to arrive. All of a sudden have you ever had something happen where you made a decision that you were going to create this result, and then all of a sudden somebody appeared in your life or something appeared in your life that was incredibly helpful to you for accomplishing that particular outcome? That is exactly what the reticular activating system does. When you commit, when you decide, which remember comes from the Latin meaning incision, to cut off, when you decide that you're going to create this result, suddenly things will start to appear before you as to how that's going to happen. Make the decision, put in the effort, then worry about the how, and then adapt. Are you getting closer to your result, or are you getting further away? If you're getting further away, then change your approach. If it still is not working, change your approach. How long? Until you get the outcome that you want. And find out why you must create this result now, and then the hows are going to show up. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.